This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Flagstaff Shamrock trailer, and the model number is 235S. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video, it's more of a how-to. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, alright, so you got regular scissor type stabilizers. You have a power awning with LED strip, outside speakers. This is the vent for your range hood. So if you're using the range hood to vent to the outside, you want to push up on those little latches and free up the baffle so it flaps freely. Furnace vent. This is the fill for the fresh water tank right here. The most common way to get water to the trailer is the city water hookup. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank and then use the onboard pump to pump it. To pump the water. So I'll show you where the switch is for that when we get there, when we get inside. Also, you have TV signal out, power, and a bracket. You get the other half of the bracket too, that's inside the trailer. So you can hang a TV out here if you choose. And then of course this is a spray port here. You get a coiled sprayer for water. This is your griddle. Now that this comes with a hose with quick connect fittings. One end goes here and the other one connects right there, so you have to plug it into the LP system before you can use it. This has a swing out cooktop, right? It also has a quick connect, and there's another LP hookup right there, so you can hook up your cooktop. Okay, but it swings out just like this. It's very simple. Then you plug this in. Okay, refrigerator, of course. This is your hitch. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up. Let's see here. You have two cranks. You have your regular size crank here, your 3/4, and then you have the smaller one right here. You can see it's a smaller one. That's in case your power tongue jack fails for any reason. You can always get hitched and unhitched. You just pull this plug off the top, put the crank on there, and you can crank it manually if you need to. Okay. Now your beds come down. We won't show you that in this video. You can look at the manufacturer's video, which is a great video. Plus we'll show you when you get here, but I've only got one hand to work with here because I'm using the camera. So when you get here, we can show you how the beds work. Okay. This is just a hookup for a solar panel. If you wanted to get a portable solar panel just to charge the battery, it's a kit that will plug into there. Deep cycle marine battery, 2 LP tanks, full. You have a kill switch right here for the battery, if you can see that under there. There's a kill switch, and of course a power tongue jack. Coming over here, this is a power inverter right here. So inversion is going from 12 volt DC to 110 AC. So this trailer will invert power and convert. Conversion is going from AC to DC. Inversion is going from DC to AC. So we'll talk more about that when we get inside. Okay. Of course, your slide room is in right now. Your dump valves are here. Your water tank, your water heater and tank are right here. You can see it's empty right now because it's winterized. But this works on both gas and electric. The drain plug is right here. Takes it into a 16 6-point socket. Both switches are inside. The one for the electric heating element and the one for the gas burner. Never run the water heater without water in the tank, ever, or else you'll damage it. Okay. Okay, so your power cord, 30 amp, 30-foot cord. We give you a reducer to reduce it down to 20 also. Alright, so this is your city water hookup here. It's the most common way to get water to the trailer. You can access the back. Let me make this sure here. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, your water pump is behind this panel here, so you can access that and any valves right there. This is your black tank flush right here. Like the sticker says, always leave the black tank valve open before you turn on the water, but you'd hook on the water hose at the dump station, turn it on after you dump your black tank, and it'll dump your black tank and clean it out, or it'll clean the black tank out and clean off the sensor so you get a good reading. And this is for winterization. The trailer's winterized right now, but you draw antifreeze through here, and there's a valve you would access from back here also. You'll have to educate yourself a bit if you're going to winterize it yourself, but it's very simple. Very simple. You have a housing for a backup camera kit made by Furion if you're interested in getting that. We have them here. You can get them elsewhere, but make sure you get the Furion kit that fits that. While we're looking up, the manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 90 days. So you want somebody to go up there and take a look at it, make sure there's no damage by low branches, you know, no tearing of the roofing material, no damage to the roofing attachments, no cracking or any place for water to get through. It just should be part of your regular maintenance, okay? So make sure you have somebody take care of that if you don't do it yourself. Of course, this is your dump hose and your reducer. The reducer is 30 down to a 20 amp cord, okay? All right, so first we're going to start. This is your thermostat, obviously. So you always leave it on auto, and then you go 1 click to the right for heat, 2 clicks to the left for cool, 1 click to the left for fan. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Okay. Your slide room is in right now, so we'll send it out right here. There's the button right here. Okay, we're almost there. Once it starts ratcheting, you take your finger off the button. Right there, okay? This is for your power awning. Never leave the awning out unattended if you're not going to be at the campsite. Roll it in, okay? To turn your water heater on gas is right there. To turn on the electric element is right there. Never run it without water in the tank. Your water pump, right there, that's for pumping water out of the fresh water tank. Also use it to winterize the trailer. Your tank heaters, these tanks, every one of your holding tank has a heating pad on it so you can extend your camping season. You do that there. Okay, let's see what else we have. I'm just looking under here. Okay, so your lights are here. Connect to an app right there. Then you have your basically all your levels are right here. Now this is your solar controller right here for your solar panel on the roof. So that's temperature. Right now 136 volts DC are in the system. That's for your DC voltage. When it comes around again, it'll tell you how much we're gaining from the sun. So right here, 0.3 amps. We're in the shade right now, plus it's early in the morning. So it'll go way up, you know, 5, 6, 7 amps you'll be gaining from the sun. But right now we're only getting 0.3. Your voltage, your amp hours, and your temperature, okay? So that's the solar controller. Now, let's see here. Let's do this the right way. Some way that makes sense anyway. Okay. So I mentioned there was an inverter. Inversion is going from DC to AC. So this is where how you turn your inverter on, right? Battery, inversion, AC out. It gives you all the figures you need. Basically, on this trailer, the plugs are inverted, right? This is an inverter circuit right here. It tells you right there that this AC circuit, even if you have no AC power, you can turn on the inverter and you can run an appliance, a small appliance like a blender or a coffee pot or whatever AC appliance you have, you can run it there. The other circuits or plugs are inverted also. So that's what inversion does. It just allows you to have some AC power when you don't have any plug-ins, or don't have a generator, or you don't have any shore power or anything like that. You just use the DC to invert to AC. Okay. Well, I'm sitting here. This is just a carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it's not, get it serviced immediately. Okay. So that's inversion. This also converts over here. Most trailers have a converter. So this goes the other way. This goes from AC to DC, right? So you can see when you're plugged in, you have 110 AC at these circuit breakers. and they're all labeled. And then the AC is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, so you have 12 volt fuses and they're all labeled. Okay. Also, it's a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged into shore power, it's going to keep your battery charged. It'll send as many amps necessary to charge your battery. Of course, when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will be charging the battery. And then when you're just sitting, the solar panel will be sending energy to the battery also. So I highly recommend you read the literature on this. A great thing to do is to go to the manufacturer's site and go to this particular product page and look at their material. They got GoPower has tons of stuff, so it's really good. But it's simple. You know, you can make it. There's more information than you actually need, so you can learn. You know, learn about it that way. So, okay. All right. So I went through inversion, conversion, and the solar panel. So that pretty much covers the energy. You have your keys are hanging right here right now. Okay. So we'll go to gas now. The furnace is on. You saw me turn it on. Cold morning, so it's cranking right now. So these three knobs here in the center are for the 3 burners. This is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark, and that's for the oven. So let me see what we got here. We just hooked this up, so there's going to be an air bubble. There it goes. It always takes a few clicks when you first hook the thing back up. The bottle's back up. So it's that simple. Now, from that point, it's real simple. You just click it and it lights, okay? When it comes to the oven, all the way at the bottom in the back is a pilot light. You can see it sparking down there. So what you do is you go to the knob, you go to the picture of the pilot light, you depress it and keep it depressed while you're lighting it. You spark it with your other hand till you see it light down here. Once it lights, you hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Once you do that, you put it to temperature and it cycles as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. You also have light here and an oven light down there. Okay. Always travel with this top closed. Okay. This is your fan, your range hood fan, and your light. So you have the light here, and then you have the fan. Remember I told you if you're running this fan, you want the baffle on the outside on the vent to be flapping freely so it vents to the outside. Your microwave works like any other microwave. Okay. Your refrigerator is a 12 volt DC refrigerator. So it just basically runs off of 12 volts. So you can run it while you're going down the road as long as your tow vehicle is charging your batteries, for example, or your battery. You can, as long as the tow vehicle is charging it, you can run the refrigerator while you're going down the road, for example. Okay. Alrighty. So here, this table should be down when you're traveling. You lower it by pushing this yellow thing to the right, and it'll unlock, and then you collapse it at the hinges, and it sits right on these cleats here. Right? There's 4 cleats. When it's in the down position, it won't bounce around or break anything. Plus, you can turn it into a bed if you want to by using the back cushions and filling in the space. Okay, this here, let's see what it is. This is a hide-a-bed here. So you take the back cushions right off. It's got foam cushions on it. So you grab it down here, you pull it out, drop the legs, and you have a hide-a-bed. Okay. Your fireplace. Let's see where the remote is at. If I can find it right now. I might have to, over here. So this small remote is for the fireplace. This runs on 110 AC. There's also buttons on it. But there you have it there. You turn it on. You can adjust the intensity of the fire. You can set the thermostat up and down. It has a fan in it, so it really kicks out. It's a good space heater. Okay, it also has a timer on it. Okay, your sound bar is hooked to your television, but your sound bar plays FM radio, It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone to your tablet. It has a USB drive. 2 speaker zones, A and B. A is inside, B is outside. Okay, so you have all those options. You have some storage back here behind your TV. Alrighty. A vent out here. Now these vents are great. There's one just like it in the bathroom. It's 4-speed. You crank it here to open the lid. You just pull it down to unlatch it. It's great. And in the summer, it'll really cool it down. And then in the winter, at the time of when you're getting to the time of year where you get condensation from your breath, let's say you got a bunch of people over, you just turn this fan on low. You won't even hear it running, but you turn them on and it'll pull all the condensation out. You'll never have an issue with it. So it's very good at cooling the trailer, plus it's great for condensation also. Okay, so let's walk a little farther here. So this is the bathroom. There's one more eco device in here. And that's this thing here. This is the shower miser. What it is a recirculator. Okay? So when it's in that position, you turn on the hot water. Instead of the water, while it's heating up, instead of it just going down the drain, it runs it in a loop. It recycles it around and around and around, so you don't waste any fresh water. So in areas where there's drought, you're not wasting water, and you're not wasting any space in your gray tank with perfectly good water. So it'll just send it around in a loop and recirculate it. Then once this turns a color, it's like a beige color, you'll see it plain as day. Once that happens, it means the water's hot, so you go to regular position, and it's a regular shower. So it's a way to save water and save space in your tanks, okay? Again, anytime you want to learn more about it, there's information in your packet, plus you can go to their websites, and they really got really good information on there also. Now when you're traveling, this has a magnetic strip, but when you're traveling, you always want this latched, always, because they can slam together hard and they will crack. So if you do this, it will never crack. All right, you have a GFCI in here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, even the one on the outside, so keep that in mind. You're gonna, if you blow it, if you pop it while you're out doing something outside, you're still gonna reset it in here. Your toilet has a flush pedal, and it's a typical RV toilet. It sits right over a black tank. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You come in here, you put a dose of chemical in the bowl. Then you're gonna step on it's antifreeze there. You're gonna step on the pedal, and water will come swirling out, and it'll wash the chemical into the tank, and you stand on this long enough to put at least a gallon of water in the tank along with the chemical. So that's important. You can't use it dry. If you use it dry, it'll get clogged up, one thing, and the smell will be terrible, the other thing. Or maybe that should be the first thing, but you definitely don't want to run it without water and chemical in it. So always make sure you put at least a gallon of water and chemical in there before you start using it. If you were to dump, let's say you're going to stay at the campground for another week and you had to dump your black tank, after you dump it, you come back here, repeat the procedure. Put the chemical in, dose of chemical, and at least a gallon of water. Okay? Alrighty. Also, like I said, you have another fan here and a skylight. Okay. So, when these, like I said, we'll show you the bunks so you can see how they work. When you get here. I just want to look around, make sure I didn't forget anything. I think I covered everything for you. I'm going to, we'll leave the inverter on right now just so you can, but you don't have to run the inverter unless you're inverting, so you can just, if you're not inverting, you can just shut it off. You hold it for a few seconds and then it goes off. Okay? Alright, so this is the coil for where your sprayer hooks up. This is the hose I told you about that hooks to your back of your griddle, and then the quick connect underneath the trailer, right? This is all your literature, and this is a tire gauge monitor. It's not programmed. You have to program it if you choose to use it. All of your wheels have a sensor right on the wheel on the inside, directly across from the valve stem. So basically, once you program this, it'll tell you take this monitor into the cab with you or into your tow vehicle, and it'll tell you the pressure of your tires. It'll tell you the temperature of your hubs. So you have that if you choose. I think that covers it. So we have odds and ends down here somewhere. Here you have 2 fans that clip on the bunks, right? So you got fan light combo. These are mattress heaters, or still call them warmers. They don't really heat it, they just warm it. One end plugs into the mattress, the other into the closest 110. Okay, and this is a water filter, inline water filter. Down here is the other half of that, of the bracket for the outside TV, and there's the coax port. These are touch-up, putty and pencil, putty and crayon, in case you have to touch anything up. You get a spatula and that sort of thing, okay? All right. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days or so. It should be part of your regular maintenance. You're just protecting yourself and protecting your trailer. You can't see what's happening up there unless you go up there, obviously. So that's why somebody has to look at the roof and make sure it's okay, all right? You're just protecting your investment. Odds are you won't have to do anything up there for years, but you're just looking to make sure, okay? And right now this is winterized, so there's no water in the system. It's all antifreeze. The water heater is bypassed, and you're all set for the winter, okay? Thank you.